Alright, just getting up this morning. I want to show you after an evening of wind, nothing was blown out. None of these side skirts were blown out. And so, well, that one was, I guess. So we'll have to get that one going. But the rest of them are looking pretty good. So that's what we wanted. It's cold this morning. Ooh, that wind from the north. Oh man, that's bitter. That's really gunked up. Alright, I want to show you how gunked up this is. Look at that. See all that in there? I don't know if you can really see it. Essentially, tons of stuff in there. That's making it to where you can kind of see how it's built up around the sides in there. Not the best shot on the planet. See if I can maybe edit that to show it. But anyway, we've got to get all this cleaned out so we got good airflow tonight. Because last night we did have a little bit of backdraft. It was coupled with a dirty stovepipe and then also the wind. So if you recall, I'll take the stovepipe and just go around it with the machete. And look at all that I just got out of just one section of it, and we got 4 more to clean. That's quite a bit there. Quite a bit of junk. But it's good to get it out of there, and then we'll have a good burn tonight, and we'll be all set. This one, you can see it too. You can really see it on that side there, and then looking into it, just how much that's gunked up. So it's really starting to get, you know, kind of like a restricted airflow. They're probably going from like a 5 inches, which is the stovepipe opening, up to about 3, and it's supposed to taper to 4. So you cut out an inch of that, and you're going to get backdraft into your stove when you open up the firebox to fill up with more wood. What's nice about this is it usually only affects the two pieces on the outer part of the tent, because the interior of it gets is much hotter, so therefore the creosote doesn't build up. The creosote builds up when the temperature change is big, so these being exposed to the cold will have more creosote that cakes up on the inside. So you definitely want to clean these out first. I looked at the other 2 pieces in there. They're looking okay for the moment, so I don't think we need to clean them, but definitely need to get these squared away for tonight. Alright, we're in good shape now. Okay, there. Alright, here's what we got. Just two of the sections of the stovepipe. That's not even 4 of them, but just 2. It's a lot of creosote right there. So that's really going to help out the airflow tonight. Make it to where it's going to burn a lot hotter in there. Alright, the wind has subsided, but we're going to have some cold temps again, and there's going to be more wind coming up probably in the future. So if you see around the vestibule here, what I did was I took the tent flaps that lay out on the ground and I buried them in sand and also a little bit of snow. And I had them tucked underneath there, and I should have been more mindful of that, because the wind, even though it wasn't in the forecast, sometimes you'll just get wind that pops up just like we did this morning, and it's just like a micro storm that just has these micro bursts on them and stuff like that. And so that's what got the vestibule just completely jacked up on the inside. And then with the door being the way it is, with the zipper not working, a lot of that sand and snow and stuff was blowing inside the tent. It was really cold this morning. So with this being buried now, with the tent flaps being buried into the ground, we've had a few wind gusts that come through here. It doesn't even move. And what that does too is it creates a little bit more of a temperature barrier, a buffer for the front door. That way I can keep the interior warmer. So I want to show you what I've done to the interior door though, and it's been an extremely big help. I mean, it's probably saved at least 10 or 20 degrees of heat, you know, as far as difference of what it was like before when I had the tent door just kind of the way it was, and then after I put up all insulation. So let's go check that out real quick. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we just had some high winds come through, and I want to show you, see how it's just staying flush with the ground. It's not getting blown underneath, and then all this stuff gets all trashed. So that's going to be a huge help tonight when the temperatures are supposed to get down to -1 tonight with -10 to -15 wind chills, so it'll be pretty chilly. And this is going to help really keep this area right here in front of my tent. It's just like a little bit of a buffer to where I'll be able to keep it much warmer inside so that the air isn't blasting this and blowing it open like it was this morning. Because that was really frustrating. I knew I should have buried those, and it was just a matter of time before the wind hit. And some people say like, hey, don't bury them, just tuck them underneath. But that's not useful when the wind hits. So that's the only thing. The drawback to it is if they freeze in the ground, it's kind of hard to get them out. Sometimes I have to pour hot water on the ground if it's frozen in there, and then that's the way I get the tent flaps down. But this way it creates like pretty much, I wouldn't say like an airtight seal, but pretty close, and just makes it to where this area in here is not affected by the wind whatsoever, so you don't have to worry about it. I want to show you what I'm doing to the door here to help kind of, you know, make it a little bit more weatherproof. The issue that I was having, especially when those high winds, is that the winds will come into the vestibule and also press into the door area. And with the fact that the zipper doesn't work because there's some teeth missing, I don't know why I couldn't say that, on the zipper on the upper part, it doesn't come together properly, and that's why I can't get the rest of it shut. So I made a little workaround, and it goes like this. I've got some Velcro on here so I can kind of get it shut, get it kind of put into place a little bit. And then I use some Reflectix, and I'll put this right here. Just like that, push it all the way down, past this lower part here, and then zip this over, because that kind of holds it into place a little bit. And then I've got some extra blankets here. I've got a flannel sheet, and then I've also got a towel. The reason for the towel, I'll show you in a sec, is that the flannel sheet will go down into this area like this. And just push it down in there, and it kind of presses up against the door that's being held together by the Velcro. And then I've got another piece of Reflectix which will go across this way. Just like that. And then you can zip it down like this, and it kind of presses up against it and creates a pretty good barrier. And then in addition to this, I'll go ahead and use this little blanket right here and tie it up over to this right here with this little strap. Like that. And now you have a bathtub effect with it. You can even take it a step further if it's going to be really cold, and you can take a sheet like this, and this is a flannel sheet. We'll come up like this, and we'll pull this up through here like this, put it over, and then just tuck it in on the underside, just like that. And you could even go so far as to go like that and anchor it on the sides like that. And pull that up there and keep it tight. Do the same over on this side. Anchor it in there. And you've got a pretty well insulated door now with multiple layers. So last night it was -1 with wind chills of -15. We were 100% toasty in here, so it was really nice. And this works as a good stopgap until I get the zipper replaced. But that's probably not going to be till after the season is over. So we're just going to rock this for the rest of the like 2 or 3 months we're out. Decided to take a drive yesterday to an area that I've never been to in Colorado. And the reason being is I saw some parcels for sale on online, and I wanted to come up and kind of check out the vibe. And I really like this area. It's pretty far up there. It's about 9,500 feet in elevation, kind of off the beaten path. There are some pretty neat old cabins that have a lot of character around the place. And I'm going to kind of keep my eye on this area, frequent it, you know, this summer, and kind of see what the summer vibe is. But I really like it for the winter because of the snow, and it didn't seem like a whole lot of people were up there in the wintertime. I'd still keep my place in Arizona and just have another spot, possibly in the high country somewhere, either in Colorado or somewhere else, but, you know, preferably above 9,000 feet in elevation so I get up there in the wintertime. Then I saw this little place on the way out. As I was leaving, I thought, man, that would be perfect for me. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I've got a Patreon shout out here with a bunch of Sierra footage, and I hope you all have a great day.